What if the secret to living a happier, more peaceful life wasn't about trying harder, but caring less? In a world where we are constantly told to hustle, push, and strive for more, Michel de Montaigne's timeless wisdom suggests something radically different. Montaigne, a 16th century philosopher known for his introspective essays, believed that detaching ourselves from the outcomes and embracing uncertainty brings true peace. When we stop obsessing over control, validation, and perfection, life often aligns in surprising ways. Imagine stressing over a job interview, feeling consumed by anxiety. You rehearse answers, overthink every detail, and yet, the tension sabotages your confidence. But when you walk into another interview with a relaxed, let's see what happens mindset, you exude calmness, making a better impression. This is Montaigne's philosophy in action. Letting go creates space for things to unfold naturally. In this video, we'll explore how Montaigne's insights on detachment can revolutionize the way you approach life, from understanding why control is an illusion to discovering the power of surrender. Each concept will lead you closer to a life where things just fall into place. Stay with us till the end because you'll walk away with a mind-shifting perspective that could change how you navigate life's chaos. Have you ever tried so hard to make something happen that it seemed to slip further away? Whether it's a relationship, a job, or even a personal goal, the more we obsess over achieving perfection, the more chaos it tends to create. Michel de Montaigne, the great French philosopher, believed that this relentless pursuit of control often leads to frustration and anxiety. He argued that by letting go of attachment to outcomes, we make space for life to unfold naturally, often with better results than we could have planned. Picture someone preparing for an important presentation. They rehearse endlessly, memorize every line, and stress over potential mistakes. But when the big day arrives, their anxiety clouds their confidence, causing them to stumble. On the other hand, another person prepares thoroughly but approaches the situation with a relaxed mindset, trusting that they'll adapt in the moment. Their calmness projects confidence, and the presentation flows smoothly. This is the power of letting go. Montaigne believed that attachment creates a mental prison where we become trapped by our desires and fears. The need to control outcomes leads to overthinking and stress, which ironically sabotages success. When we loosen our grip and accept that life is unpredictable, we allow ourselves to act with clarity and confidence. This shift in mindset doesn't mean giving up, it means focusing on effort, while releasing attachment to the results. But why is control so difficult to release? In the next section, we'll explore why control is an illusion, accepting life's unpredictability, where we'll uncover Montaigne's deep insights on why trying to control life is like chasing the wind, and why true peace lies in surrender. Have you ever meticulously planned an event only to have everything go wrong? Maybe you mapped out the perfect vacation, but unexpected weather or delays ruined your plans. Or perhaps you rehearsed every detail of a conversation, only for the other person to react in a completely different way. These moments remind us of a profound truth: control is merely an illusion. Michel de Montaigne believed that life's unpredictability cannot be tamed, no matter how much effort we put into planning. Montaigne's philosophy suggests that the more we try to control external events, the more frustrated we become when life throws us a curveball. Imagine a gardener planting seeds, obsessing over the weather and soil conditions, hoping to guarantee a perfect harvest. But nature doesn't always cooperate. Unexpected storms or droughts can ruin even the most carefully tended crops. The gardener can nurture the plants but cannot control nature's will. Similarly, in life, we can prepare and give our best, but outcomes remain beyond our grasp. Montaigne teaches us that accepting life's uncertainty liberates us from constant worry. By embracing the unpredictable nature of life, we shift from anxiety to adaptability. This acceptance allows us to respond with resilience instead of resistance when things don't go according to plan. When we stop trying to force life into a rigid framework, we experience a profound sense of peace. Letting go of control doesn't mean giving up, it means flowing with life's currents instead of swimming against them. But what happens when we detach ourselves emotionally from outcomes? Up next, we'll explore detachment and freedom, how caring less unlocks happiness, where we'll uncover how loosening our grip on life's desires leads to unexpected joy. Have you ever noticed how life flows more smoothly when you stop obsessing over outcomes? Imagine preparing for an important job interview. You research, rehearse, and perfect every detail. But when you walk in, the nerves take over because you're too attached to succeeding. Now picture a different scenario. You prepare thoroughly but walk in with a mindset of whatever happens. Suddenly, you feel lighter, speak more confidently, and ironically, increase your chances of success. This is the power of detachment. Michel de Montaigne believed that true freedom is born when we stop placing our happiness in the hands of uncontrollable outcomes. When we tie our emotions to success, relationships, or approval, we become prisoners of those desires. But when we learn to let go, we free ourselves from the constant rollercoaster of hope and disappointment. Consider relationships as another example. Many people cling to their partners out of fear of losing them, only to suffocate the very connection they cherish. But when they loosen their grip and allow the relationship to breathe, they often experience a deeper, more genuine bond. Detachment doesn't mean indifference. It means caring without being enslaved by the outcome. Montaigne's wisdom suggests that by caring less about results, we reclaim our emotional stability. Imagine throwing a pebble into a pond. If you throw it gently, the ripples are calm and harmonious. But if you hurl it with force, the water churns with chaos. Life works the same way. The harder we push, the more turbulent things become. By embracing detachment, we unlock a life of freedom where happiness is no longer tied to fleeting external circumstances. When we learn to let go, life often surprises us with unexpected joy. But what if detachment also holds the key to attracting more of what we desire? Up next, we'll explore the paradox of desire while wanting less attracts more, where we'll dive into the strange reality that letting go often brings abundance. Have you ever noticed that the things you chase the hardest often seem to slip further away? Think about relationships. When someone is overly eager or desperate for affection, they often push the other person away. But when they relax and stop trying so hard, genuine connections naturally develop. This strange phenomenon isn't a coincidence. It's the paradox of desire, the idea that wanting less can actually attract more. Michel de Montaigne's philosophy highlights how excessive desire can create a state of tension, anxiety, and obsession, which ultimately repels the very thing we crave. When we focus too much on achieving a goal, whether it's success, love, or wealth, we unknowingly create a mental block. Our desperation clouds our judgment, making us act out of fear and impatience, which often leads to poor decisions and missed opportunities. Consider a salesperson who's desperate to close a deal. Their eagerness is palpable, making the client feel pressured and hesitant. On the other hand, a relaxed, confident salesperson focuses on adding value, creating a sense of trust and ease, which ironically leads to more sales. The less attached they are to the outcome, the more appealing they become. This paradox applies to all aspects of life. When you're overly fixated on making money, it becomes elusive. But when you pursue passion and purpose, success often follows as a byproduct. Likewise, in social situations, when you stop trying to impress others and simply be yourself, people are naturally drawn to you. Montaigne believed that detaching from the outcome doesn't mean abandoning goals. It means approaching them with a sense of calm curiosity instead of desperation. When you stop forcing things to happen, you create space for opportunities to unfold naturally. Life becomes a dance where you move gracefully instead of struggling to control every step. But what if letting go of desire is just the beginning? Sometimes, to truly embrace this philosophy, we must also confront and release our fear of failure. Up next, we'll explore embracing failure, while releasing fear opens new doors, where we'll uncover how failure can be the ultimate key to unexpected success. What if the fear of failure is the only thing holding you back from achieving greatness? Think about a child learning to walk. They stumble, fall, and sometimes cry. But despite the falls, they get back up and try again. Eventually, they master walking because failure was never seen as defeat. As adults, however, we develop a deep-rooted fear of failure that paralyzes us. But here's the truth: failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a necessary step toward it. Michel de Montaigne's philosophy teaches us that when we release the fear of failure, we unlock a world of possibilities. Failure is not a reflection of inadequacy. It's a powerful teacher that provides clarity, resilience, and growth. Consider an entrepreneur who pours everything into their first business only to watch it collapse. The initial shock and disappointment are overwhelming. But if they choose to learn from the experience, instead of fearing future failures, they are more likely to succeed the next time. Many of the world's most successful individuals, from Steve Jobs to J.K. Rowling, credit their success to the lessons learned through failure. Releasing fear doesn't mean embracing recklessness. It means understanding that failure is a stepping stone, not a dead end. When you stop fearing failure, you approach challenges with curiosity and courage, allowing creativity and resilience to flourish. You're no longer trapped by the what-ifs and instead open yourself to what could be. But what happens when you stop worrying about the future altogether? Up next, we'll explore living in the present, the ultimate path to fulfillment, where we'll uncover how being fully present in the moment transforms life's ordinary experiences into extraordinary ones. Imagine waking up on a perfect morning. The sun is gently streaming through your window. The air is fresh, and for a brief moment, everything feels just right. But then, your mind drifts worrying about that upcoming deadline, replaying yesterday's mistakes, or planning for a future that feels miles away. Before you know it, that perfect morning slips away, unnoticed. This is the trap most of us fall into, living either in the regrets of the past or the anxieties of the future, missing out on the joy of the present moment. Michel de Montaigne, the great French philosopher, believed that true fulfillment lies not in chasing future desires, but in fully experiencing the present. Modern psychology echoes this idea, emphasizing mindfulness, the practice of being completely aware and engaged in the now. But why is it so hard to stay present? Because our minds are wired to constantly analyze, predict, and plan, often dragging us away from the only moment we truly have, the present. Think of a child playing in the park, completely immersed in laughter, running freely without a care. They're not thinking about what comes next. They're simply experiencing joy as it unfolds. Contrast this with an adult, checking emails while sipping coffee or mentally rehearsing conversations while walking through a beautiful garden. The difference Children live in the moment, while adults are often prisoners of time. When you shift your focus to the present, everything changes. Relationships deepen because you listen with intention. Small moments sipping tea, feeling the breeze, or laughing with a friend become profound. Even challenges become manageable because you're not overwhelmed by the weight of the unknown future. Studies show that people who practice mindfulness experience less stress, better emotional balance, and higher levels of happiness. By anchoring yourself in the now, you cultivate gratitude, acceptance, and a sense of peace that transcends fleeting desires. But what happens when you care less about the uncontrollable and let life unfold naturally? Up next, we'll explore the power of indifference, why caring less creates space for success, where we'll uncover how letting go of attachment leads to unexpected victories. Picture this: you've been preparing for an important job interview for weeks. You've rehearsed your answers, perfected your body language, and done everything right. But the pressure to succeed is so intense that, when the moment comes, your nerves take over. You stumble, your confidence wavers, and despite your efforts, the outcome isn't what you hoped for. Imagine a different scenario. You walk into the interview with a mindset that says, "I'll give it my best, but if it doesn't work out, that's okay." Suddenly, you're relaxed, composed, and confident. This is the power of indifference at play. Michel de Montaigne's philosophy teaches that true success often comes not from relentless effort, but from detaching yourself from the outcome. When you care too much about results, you create mental pressure that clouds your judgment and limits your potential. But when you adopt a mindset of detached effort, giving your best without obsessing over the result, you open the door to unexpected success. Think about professional athletes. The ones who excel aren't always the ones who obsess over winning. They are the ones who stay focused, remain present, and let go of the fear of failure. By caring less, they enter a flow state where their skills, instincts, and confidence align naturally. This principle extends beyond sports. Entrepreneurs who are willing to take risks without fearing failure often stumble upon breakthroughs, while writers who stop trying to force creativity produce their best work when they relax and let ideas flow naturally. Indifference doesn't mean apathy or laziness. It means letting go of attachment to the outcome while staying fully engaged in the process. This creates a space where creativity, intuition, and genuine effort thrive without the burden of excessive expectations. As paradoxical as it sounds, when you stop fixating on winning, you increase your chances of success. By giving yourself permission to fail, you free yourself from mental constraints and unlock your true potential. But how do you cultivate this mindset in daily life? Up next, we'll explore mastering detachment, how to apply Montaigne's philosophy in modern life, where we'll break down practical steps to embrace this liberating approach. Imagine standing in the middle of a storm, where everything around you is chaotic: deadlines, relationships, and constant pressure to meet society's expectations. Most people get swept away by the turbulence, but if you stand firm, untouched by the chaos, they have mastered the art of detachment, a skill Michel de Montaigne advocated centuries ago, yet it remains more relevant than ever in today's fast-paced world. Montaigne believed that true peace comes from accepting life as it unfolds rather than resisting it. Detachment doesn't mean indifference or lack of ambition. It's about freeing yourself from the emotional turmoil that comes with clinging too tightly to outcomes, people, or societal approval. When you detach, you shift your focus from things beyond your control to things that genuinely matter: your effort, mindset, and inner peace. Consider the story of Sarah. a corporate professional chasing promotions and recognition for years. Despite her relentless efforts, she felt perpetually dissatisfied. One day, she decided to detach from the need for external validation. Instead, she focused on doing meaningful work, enjoying the process, and embracing the uncertainty. Ironically, when Sarah stopped obsessing over success, her performance improved, her stress diminished, and promotions followed naturally. So, how can you apply this philosophy in your life? Detach from outcomes, whether it's a job interview, relationship, or creative project. Focus on giving your best and let go of the need for a specific result. Embrace uncertainty. Life is unpredictable. Accepting this truth liberates you from the constant need to control situations. When you stop fearing the unknown, you open yourself to endless possibilities. Practice mindful presence. Ground yourself in the present moment. By immersing yourself fully in what you're doing, you strip away unnecessary anxieties about the future. Reframe failures as lessons instead of viewing failures as setbacks. See them as opportunities to grow and refine your approach. When you detach, you create space for growth, creativity, and emotional freedom. You become less reactive, more resilient, and surprisingly more successful. As Montaigne suggests, we can control our thoughts, but not the consequences of our actions. But here's the ultimate question: in a world obsessed with control and certainty, are you ready to let go and discover the untapped power that comes with true detachment?